AITA for secretly filming my roommate and selling the clips anonymously? Hey Reddit, this is a throwaway because I'm honestly scared of the backlash I might get for this. I want to be upfront. This is probably going to make me sound like a huge jerk, but I'm struggling to figure out if I'm really in the wrong here or if my roommate's behavior pushed me into this. So, some background: I, 24M, have been living with my roommate, Jake, 25M, for about a year now. When we moved in, Jake seemed like a decent guy, funny, chill, pays his rent on time, pretty responsible and social. We got along well at first. But over time, Jake's behavior became a major problem for me. He throws loud parties nearly every weekend, often with a dozen people packed into our small 2-bedroom apartment. He drinks way too much, smokes indoors even though I asked him not to, leaves the place messy, and sometimes he's downright disrespectful. He'll borrow my stuff without asking and sometimes even break things. When I try to talk to him about it, he either shrugs it off or says I'm too uptight. I tried to compromise. I join the parties sometimes or bring up house rules again, but nothing really worked. I felt like I was living in his world, not mine. It got so bad that I dreaded coming home some nights. Around 3 months ago, I was at my wit's end. I'm also into video editing and social media, and I remembered seeing how there's a niche online for amateur lifestyle clips. People pay to watch unfiltered, real-life footage of parties, people having fun, candid moments. Since Jake's parties were wild and raw, I had this dumb idea. What if I filmed some of this without him knowing, edited it, and uploaded it anonymously? I figured it would be harmless fun, maybe make a little side money, and honestly, it felt like a way to vent about the chaos. One night, after a party, I set up a small hidden camera in the living room where most of the action happened. I didn't record everything, just clips of people dancing, Jake being loud and silly, sometimes hooking up with someone. I made sure to avoid recording private conversations or anything that showed his face clearly. I didn't want to expose him, just capture the vibe. I uploaded the videos anonymously to a niche adult content site that pays creators for clips like these. To my surprise, the videos got a lot of views and I started earning some decent money, enough to cover my rent plus some extra. At first, it felt like a harmless secret, like my own little rebellion against living in constant noise and disrespect. But then things got complicated. About a month ago, Jake told me that he heard rumors someone was filming the apartment and selling videos online. He sounded paranoid and freaked out. I lied and said I had no idea who could be doing that. Since then, he's been acting strange, locking his bedroom door, hiding his phone, shutting doors loudly, and avoiding parties at home. I get why he's upset, but I also feel like he has no right to invade my privacy or treat me like I don't matter. I've been debating whether to tell him the truth, but I'm scared of how he'll react. I also don't know if I'm in the wrong for doing this. He never respected my boundaries, never made an effort to compromise, and honestly, he made my life miserable sometimes. So, am I the asshole for secretly filming him and selling the clips anonymously? Should I come clean and apologize? Should I stop immediately? Or do I deserve some credit for finding a way to take back some control of my living situation? Update: AITA for secretly filming my roommate and selling the clips anonymously? I again Reddit. A few weeks ago, I posted about secretly recording my roommate, Jake, during parties and selling the footage anonymously online. I expected people to be harsh, and you were. Some of the comments were brutal, but a lot of them were also right. So here's what happened since then. After I posted, I told myself I would stop. I didn't upload anything new for a while, but I hadn't actually deleted the account either. I kept telling myself I'd stop for real next week or the week after, but I was dragging my feet. The money had been good. I didn't realize how much I'd come to rely on it to cover rent and other expenses. Then 2 weeks ago, Jake confronted me. He didn't have solid proof, but he was suspicious as hell. He had noticed some oddly placed objects in the living room, one of which had a small lens, my cheap spy camera, I admit. He also found a Reddit thread someone had cross-posted from the site I uploaded to. He didn't recognize himself, but he recognized the couch. Our couch. When he brought it up, he wasn't even angry at first. He just said, "Hey man, I've got a weird question. Is someone filming in our apartment?" I froze. I didn't lie. Not this time. I said yes. I tried to explain everything. I told him I made sure he was never clearly visible. I told him the videos were anonymous and that it was never about exposing him. It was about me trying to deal with living in a space where I felt totally disrespected. I said I felt ignored and powerless, and this was my weird way of reclaiming control. He didn't say much. He just stood there, shook his head, and said, "You recorded me without my consent and made money off it. That's messed up." He moved out 3 days later. I don't know yet. He hasn't filed anything, but he told me I might hear from someone. I deleted the account. I pulled everything offline. But I know once something's on the internet, it's never really gone. He hasn't blocked me, but he won't speak to me either. I texted him to apologize again. No reply. I've been looking into legal aid and therapy because honestly, I didn't realize how deep I'd gone into justifying what I did. I told myself over and over that I wasn't really hurting anyone, but I crossed a massive line. Here's the ugly truth. I was angry and resentful, and I let that poison my judgment. I thought of Jake like a careless, disrespectful mess, and so I convinced myself that what I did was somehow fair. But it wasn't fair. It was a violation. I don't expect forgiveness, but I want to take full responsibility. If this somehow reaches him, Jake, I'm sorry. I really am. To anyone reading this thinking about doing something similar, don't. If you're in a toxic living situation, move out. Talk to a friend. Get help. Don't do what I did. It'll cost you more than it's worth. Thanks for listening. I won't post again after this. I don't really deserve to. Final update, AITA for secretly filming my roommate and selling the clips anonymously? I read it. I wasn't planning on posting again, but a lot has happened in the last month, and it feels weird not to finish the story. This will probably be long, but I want to be honest. Quick recap if you didn't read the first 2 posts. I secretly filmed my roommate Jake during his chaotic party nights and sold anonymous clips online without telling him. He found out. He moved out. I deleted the videos, shut down the account, and have been trying to live with the guilt ever since. After that, things were quiet. Until last week. Not to move in, but to talk. I was in the kitchen making instant noodles when I heard the front door open. I thought it was my new roommate. Yeah, I had to get someone else in fast to afford rent, but when I turned around, it was Jake. He didn't look angry, just tired. There were bags under his eyes, like he hadn't been sleeping well. Hey, he said. I froze. Hey. I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Neither did I, he said. I just wanted to ask something. He dropped his backpack on the floor and leaned against the counter. Did you ever record me in my room? I shook my head immediately. Never. I swear. I only recorded in the living room. Never in your bedroom. Never the bathroom. That would have been. I'm not a monster. He stared at me for a second like he was trying to decide if he believed me. Then he said, okay, that's something I guess. We sat down. No yelling. No drama. Just 2 people with a lot of broken things between them. I told him everything, again, but slower this time. No excuses. No justifying. Just the truth. I felt invisible, I said. You had people over constantly, never listened when I asked for quiet, and I was losing my mind in my own home. I know I should have moved out or gone to the landlord, but I didn't. I did the worst thing I could have instead. Jake nodded slowly. You know, the thing that pissed me off most wasn't even the filming. I blinked. Really? It was that you didn't talk to me. You never really told me how bad it got for you. I thought we were cool. I mean, I knew I partied a lot, but I figured you didn't care that much. You never said it like that. I looked down. You didn't listen. I didn't, he said. But still, you watched me, man. You made money off me. That *****ed me up for a while. I know. He sighed, leaned back in the chair, and looked around the apartment like he was visiting a place that used to be his home but didn't feel like it anymore. I'm not going to the cops, he said. I talked to a lawyer. They said I could have a case, but honestly, I just want it to be over. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Thanks, I said quietly. I mean it. Before he left, he said something I'll never forget. I'm not forgiving you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I hope you figure your out. I nodded. I'm trying. Good, he said. Because what you did wasn't just messed up, it was sad. Like not evil, just pathetic. That one stung. But he wasn't wrong. Then he walked out, and I don't think I'll ever see him again. Where I'm at now, I've started therapy. Weekly. It's forcing me to unpack a lot, not just about what I did, but why I did it. I have a new roommate. He's quiet. Pays on time. Doesn't party. I told him up front I'm not looking to be friends, just housemates. He was cool with that. I refunded what I could from the site. Donated the rest anonymously to a privacy rights nonprofit. It's not enough, but it's something. I've deleted all footage. Reformatted the drives. The camera is gone. I'm not proud of who I was, but I'm trying to be someone better now. I know Reddit judged me hard, and I deserved it. Looking back, I don't think I was asking, am I the asshole? I think I was asking, is there any way I'm not the asshole? Now I know I was. Full stop. but I'm also someone who can grow from it. Thanks for reading. And thanks for holding up a mirror, even when it showed something I hated. I thought I'd never hear from Jake again. Then I saw the video. I read it. It's been a few months since my last update. I thought I was done with this whole thing. Done posting, done reliving what I did, and just moving on quietly. But something happened this week that threw me for a loop. I'm still trying to process it. It started with a DM on Instagram from a username I didn't recognize. No profile picture. Just one line. You're not the only one who knows how to upload things. I didn't think much of it at first. Probably spam, right? But a few hours later, a friend texted me. Hey, is this you? Attached was a link. I clicked it. It was a YouTube video. Title, When Your Roommate Sells You Out. The thumbnail? Our old couch. It wasn't revenge porn or anything illegal. It wasn't even anything anonymous. It was a vlog-style video. Jake was in it, talking directly to the camera. He told the story, from his point of view. Clean, thoughtful, clear. He didn't name me directly, but it was obvious who he meant. He called it a story time about betrayal, privacy, and trust. He said things I didn't expect, like how he had actually looked up to me a little at first. How he thought I was the stable one, and maybe even someone he could learn from. How the violation he felt when he found out about the videos wasn't just anger, it was humiliation and worse, confusion. Like, how could someone I lived with see me like that? He admitted that, in a twisted way, he understood why I felt powerless. And yeah, he owned up to partying too much, ignoring boundaries. But, he said, there's a difference between being a bad roommate and being the kind of person who films you without your consent. That line hit hard. The video? It has over 400,000 views. The comments? Brutal. Not just about me, people speculating about who I am, what I look like, how I should be sued, arrested, never trusted again. A few people even figured out where we used to live, though Jake didn't name the city. And then it hit me. He had done to me what I did to him. Only he did it legally, openly. No hiding, no blurring faces, just words and a camera, and the truth. And you know what? I deserved it. I don't want sympathy. I'm not mad at him. I actually respect it in a messed up way. He turned the pain into something constructive, into a message, a warning, a conversation starter. Meanwhile, I did the opposite. I hid in the shadows and profited off his life without consent. And now, the internet knows. Not everyone, not by name, but enough people that I'm getting messages, questions. Someone at my new job even made a weird comment that made me wonder if they'd seen the video. There's no undoing it now. I don't control the narrative anymore, he does. And honestly, I think that's how it should be. I'm logging off Reddit for good. No more updates, no more explanations. I'm going to keep going to therapy, finish out my lease, and seriously try, to rebuild my integrity. Jake, if you ever read this, I hear you. I see it now. And this time, I'm not hiding behind a screen. I'm sorry.